learning process. We got to get better at that. We just got to get better.
Yeah.
And
Well, let's jump in, guys. All right, we're talking about the mindset of a leader. And I like to use this stick person. A lot of you guys have seen this, so we're going to start there. It's going to be the foundation, and then we'll kind of go from there. So some of this that we're initially going to talk about, you probably heard me talk about this, or I've heard it somewhere, but we've got to have a foundation we're going to build from there, right? So we talk about the mindset of a leader, and many times you think about mindset or mind, you think about the brain, but the brain's the organ, right? So we do this drawing that kind of shows us the mind. So we do a big circle, right? And that represents the head. And then do a little neck. And then do another little circle, and that represents the body. And we'll put some little legs and some arms like that. We call this our stick man, right? We call this the stick man. And it's not that I'm just such a bad drawer and that it's that disproportionate, but most of us think that, we're here on this physical plane. We experience life here on this physical plane. We see, we smell, we taste, we touch. We think that's the biggest part of who we are, right? That's actually the smallest part of who we are, because we are spiritual beings. We have an intellect, and we live in a physical body, right? Spiritual beings have an intellect and we live in a physical body, right? Now, if you look it up in the Bible, it says spirit, soul, body, right? Spirit, soul, body. But if you give me some grace, because we're talking about mindset and intellect, I'm going to keep intellect, okay? So, spiritual beings, gifted with the intellect, living in a physical body. As I've studied this and I started reading through the book of John, I love the book of John, and there's so much confusion about who Jesus is, and then some of the things that Jesus says. Because a lot of times Jesus is talking on the spiritual plane, but they're taking it in the physical plane, right? So Nicodemus comes to him at night, and if you read it, it's kind of funny. Nicodemus, he says, "Hey, teacher, we know you're a teacher or whatever." And Jesus said, "Hey, you must be born again." He's like, and it's kind of funny. He comes to him with, "Hey, teacher," and Jesus just gets right to the point, right? But he says, "You must be born again." And Nicodemus is like, "Hold on, wait. I got to go back into my mama's womb again?" And Jesus is talking on the spiritual plane. Nicodemus is thinking the physical plane. Jesus, you've got to be spiritually born, right? And then he goes to the woman at the well. He talks to the woman at the well and says, "I can give you living water where you'll never thirst again." She's like, "Heck yeah, give me some of that, because I don't want to keep coming out here in the middle of the day." She's thinking physical plane. He's saying spiritual plane. I'll give you spiritual water where you'll never thirst again, right? So we're spiritual beings, gifted with intellect, living in the physical body, right? So although we're experiencing the world here, I'm seeing you guys, I'm hearing cups clanging, right? That's the smallest part of who we are, but the majority of people stay there, right? We don't tap into this mind part, and then even the greatest part of who we are is the spiritual side, right? So I'm going to draw a line right here.